Hey guys, and welcome back as we head into this Thursday night matchup here between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders. To get all of our NFL picks, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com, linked in the video description, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to continue to get all of our NFL pick video plays. Heading into this one, Kansas City comes in finding themselves as about 3-point favorites, with the over-under sitting at about 46.5 to 47 points. Both of these teams coming off of disappointing defeats in their respective last outings, but just overall on the year, Kansas City having themselves a lot better campaign than the Oakland Raiders. Many thought that the Raiders were going to be able to be the potentially clear-cut favorites to go on to win the AFC West, but that just hasn't been the case up to this point, as the Raiders sit in last place at 2-4 overall, losers of their last 4 straight, including back-to-back home losses against the Ravens and Chargers, while Kansas City standing 5-1 overall. They've been very impressive, winning on the road against a team like New England, winning on the road against the Chargers, picking up a nice win against the Eagles, who have been solid, not blowing out, but in a competitive high-scoring game, winning on the road against the Texans. However, in their last outing, the Chiefs were one of the bigger surprises this past week, actually, in the NFL, coming up short, losing to the Steelers by a final of 13-19 behind their home field advantage. Certainly a big surprise there in that outing. Alex Smith was steady. He went on to throw for 246 yards, 1 touchdown to 0 interceptions. But the Kansas City ground game was very ineffective, picking up just 28 yards on 15 carries. And if the Chiefs are going to have a chance to get things back on track, bounce back, and potentially get this win today, they are certainly going to need to get more out of that ground game, while Pittsburgh was able to gash this Chiefs defense, which is certainly a concern. They put up 252 yards to the air, 194 yards on the ground in what was just a very controlling game that Pittsburgh was able to implement, handing the ball off to Le'Veon Bell 32 times for 179 yards. Picking apart that Kansas City defensive front, and that's perhaps the blueprint that the Steelers have put together here as a way to kind of go after the Chiefs, open things up through the ground game to increase the opportunities in that pass attack. So Oakland, they're in a desperate position right now on their home field, knowing that if they lose today and go down to 2-5, it's just going to be really hard for them to dig out of that kind of hole. This is a team that had a ton of hype coming in to the campaign. They haven't been able to live up to it, but certainly there's still a lot of time left in the regular season for them to get things back on track. But if that's going to be the case and this team is going to try to make a run at postseason play, these are the kind of games that they absolutely have to win. In their last outing, the Raiders came up just short, losing to the Chargers by a final of 16-17. Derek Carr not looking great in that outing, completing 21 of 30 passes for 171 yards, 1 touchdown to 2 interceptions. The ground game added 109 yards and 1 touchdown on 22 carries. Defensively, the Raiders gave up 268 yards to the air and 80 yards on the ground to the Rams. So in these Thursday games, usually teams are a bit sore. They haven't had the full week of prep and rest to kind of recalibrate themselves going into another matchup. So that can mean that these kind of matchups are prone to be a bit more sloppy, or teams try to go to their run game more often, milk the clock, have less total number of plays, given the fact that their players might not totally be at 100% and well rested coming into these short rest kind of matchups. And right now, the over-under, a fairly high number at about 47 points. With that being the case, both of these teams also last week scoring in just the teens in that 13-19 result for the Chiefs and 16-17 results for the Raiders, so more defensive-oriented matchups in those respective contests. And when you put it all together, we feel like the under is going to be the better value bet coming to this one, with the over-under at quite a high number for one of these Thursday night matchups. So that's going to be our play, guys, for today's Thursday video, siding with the under. To get our play for this contest against the spread, you can check that out over at stumpthespread.com, as well as all of our NFL plays, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to continue to get all of our NFL pick video plays throughout the rest of the year. So thanks for stopping on in, guys, and we hope to see you in future videos. Bye.